Thank you for your participation to the seminar on Making India, Exploring Synergies in Manufacturing Sector today. 皆様、本日は Making India 製造業におけるシナジーの探索と題したセミナーへご参加いただきまして誠にありがとうございます。To begin with, may I invite His Excellency Mr. Shibi George, Ambassador of India to Japan, to make inaugural remarks. はじめに駐日インド大使シビ・ジョージ閣下より開会挨拶をいただきます。
Good afternoon, everybody. Shri Amit Singh, Secretary to Chief Minister, Government of Uttar Pradesh. Shri Rudra Kumar Pandey, Co-Chair of FICCI National Committee on Ease of Doing Business and Chair of FICCI Task Force on Cross-Border Investments. Mr. Yuji Ando, Senior Director of Global Strategy, JETRO. Mr. Alok Bensel, Executive Vice President, Executive VC and co-founder of PB FinTech, Sri Anand Kota, Vice President of Lilavati Hospital Group, delegates from Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry, representatives of the Japanese industry, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's my privilege to welcome you all today to this seminar co-organized by Embassy of India in Tokyo with FICCI and JETRO, as we host the FICCI delegation, business delegation from India. We gather at a time when India-Japan ties stand as at the highest level of strategic and economic partnership in Indo-Pacific and beyond. I am also happy that a delegation from Uttar Pradesh is with us, and today we are joined by Sri Amit Singh, who is the Secretary to the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, who would be also speaking to you from after a little while. We used to say that when UP reforms, India transforms. And now what we see in UP is a transformation which has happened in the last few years. Contributing immensely in India's economic transformation. So I'm very happy to welcome the UP delegation also who have joined us. In fact, I had interacted with the FICCI delegation yesterday who had very good meetings with the Japanese counterparts. The FICCI delegation is a delegation comprising of industry leaders in different sectors of relationship between India and Japan. I see some of our best minds in the field of consultancy, best minds in the legal profession who have been contributing immensely in building India-Japan relationship. Of course, companies in the education sector, new and renewable energy sector, people who are into the human resources engagement. I see a wide range of people in the delegation. Defense and technology cooperation, I see a lot of areas being covered by this delegation, which has come to Japan now. As you are aware, there has been a real momentum in India-Japan relationship in the last few years, as Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Modi and then Prime Minister Mr. Abe in 2014 agreed to set up the Special Strategic and Global Partnership of India-Japan. So it has been 10 years since then. We have seen the tremendous progress in every field. When we talk about strategic relationship, this is perhaps one of the best strategic relationship, and I can tell you that now we are cooperating at every level related to strategic engagement for peace, stability, security of Indo-Pacific and beyond. And I recall that in my 2.5 years in Japan, I had the great honor of traveling all over this beautiful country to all the 47 prefectures. And what I came across during this period is a momentum for India-Japan relationship. We have 1,500 Japanese companies in India. With branches, it's around 5,000 companies. And these are 5,000 success stories. What is required is we need to tell these success stories in every corner of Japan. People need to know that, so that we would be able to make that 1,500 into 15,000. Imagine 15,000 Japanese success stories in India. How will it contribute to Japan's own economy? You would be able to get back to your number 2 position as the second largest GDP in the world if Japan focuses on India and builds its relationship at every field. I'm seeing that happening, but we need to take it forward. These are success stories. I don't expect the 1,500 success story companies to come here and tell that success stories here. It's my job. It's our job. It is FICCI's job, and they are doing it. I think they are also planning to go to other prefectures and engage with the companies. So an ambassador is a salesman. So is each businessman. And we have a great product. The India-Japan success story is a great product, and it sells. And the most important thing is that whatever economic progress we have made in our relationship, in India's own economic progress, we have achieved it all through democracy. The largest democracy in the world, the most vibrant democracy in the world, which makes us proud every day. There are 800 million smartphones in India. These are very solid weapons. It shows the freedom that every Indian enjoys in our country, which makes us proud. So I don't want to get into the details of the presentations which would be made by the delegates who are present here. I see a momentum for our relationship at every field. Political engagement, business engagement. We would also like to bring the SMEs to the field. Every major company in Japan has a presence in India, and they are growing. The recent surveys by both JETRO and JBIC shows that India is the most sought after destination for Japanese companies to expand. A very, the feeling one gets is so happy, gratifying to see this happening. But we need to have the SMEs to come. How do we do it? We need to reach out to the prefectures. We need to go to the Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities in Japan. And these are vibrant cities. Many of them have their own manufacturing, small and medium scale companies, which has the technology. We should be able to give them the opportunity to expand in India, build in India, and work in India, for making India for India and also for the rest of the world. Imagine a situation by Japanese companies manufacture in India, for India and also export it to Africa, export it to Middle East. These are not imaginary statements. We are seeing it happening. Best example is Suzuki. Best example is Daikin air conditioners, and other companies are doing the same. So we look forward to scaling it up. When it comes to India-Japan relationship, we have everything right. Everything is right. You go to any part of the country, you will see a cultural and civilizational connect. We go to any part of the country, there is a positive feeling towards India. When our Chandrayaan mission, the moon mission, went to moon, there was happiness in India, but I could see the same happiness in Japan too. This is the kind of goodwill we have in each other's countries. But then we need to address the problem of numbers. We need to increase the numbers, number of Japanese companies in India, number of Indian professionals working in Japan, number of Indian students studying in Japan, number of Japanese students studying in India. And this is the right time to do it. And the seminars like this, visit of delegations like this is very important in that direction. So we fully support, we are ready to work with each one of you. My target this year is to reach out to 100,000 SMEs in Japan. How are we doing it? We are doing it through the local chambers. Reach out to them, meet them, talk to them, and tell them the success story, which can be replicated in every corner of Japan. So I once again welcome each one of you who are present here. I wish a very successful interactive session today. Thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you, sir, for your remarks. Next, I would like to request Mr. Rudra Kumar Pandey, co-chair of FICCI National Committee on Ease of Doing Business, to make remarks and presentation on investment opportunities in India in sunshine sectors. 続きまして、インド商工会議所連盟ビジネス環境の改善に関する全国委員会共同議長ルトラ・クマール・パンデイ様よりご挨拶とインドにおけるサンシャインセクターへの投資機会についてのご講演をいただきます。
Sorry. So anyway, they can change the slide. Minasama konnichiwa. Welcome to this session and thank you for taking our time to attend this session. Next slide, please. Next slide. So I think the growth story for India, I think everybody knows, but I can highlight only 2 points. That in terms of the FDI inflow, between 2000 and 2024, India has received more than $1 trillion of FDI. Also, as the ambassador already talked about, net profit of FDI companies in India witnessed a 45% growth in financial year 2023-24, and India is one of the top 5 destinations globally for greenfield projects. So as His Excellency talked about, India is profitable. Most of the FDI company are making profits. So you need to invest more in India. Moving to the next slide, please. In terms of beyond the manufacturing sector, you have services sector, computer, software and hardware, trading, non-conventional energy, automobile industry and construction to be the top leading industry for FDI. Next slide, please. In terms of the FDI countries, FDI is being investing by the countries Singapore, Mauritius, US, Netherlands, Japan are the key leading countries to invest in India. I have a different view. I mean, this is a data from DPIIT. If you combine, because Japan is also investing through Singapore. So if you take a combined figure between Japan and Singapore, probably Japan will be the third largest country to invest in India. And of course, a lot of effort has been made by the embassy here and ambassador himself. So you can count that Japan is engaging more. But as His Excellency already highlighted there's a need for SMEs to engage more with India. Moving on to the next slide. So while Uttar Pradesh is receiving a lot of FDI, probably the sixth largest state in India, but in terms of the overall FDI in the states, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Gujarat, Delhi and Tamil Nadu are also leading one beyond Uttar Pradesh. Moving on to the next slide. Next slide, please. So I'll not go into detail of the policies, but I think most of you know that India is progressing, and the government of India have been making several policy initiatives such as National Single Window System (PLI) schemes, National Infrastructure Pipeline, National Logistics Policy, National Industrial Corridor Development Program, and Regulatory Compliance Portal are the key ones through which the liberalization and the ease of doing a business in India is being implemented. Moving on to the next slide, please. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Yeah. So let's talk about the key topic here. What are the sectors that we should look at? What is the growth story? So automobile and auto components are the key sectors. India is the third largest automobile market and contributes about 7.1% to India's GDP and a 4.7% share in the India's exports. The automobile sector received a cumulative investment of more than $36 billion in the last 4 years. In 2024 alone, automobile sector accounted for 5.2% of the total FDI inflow. In terms of the EVs market, about 14 billion by 2029 that market size would be, and a CAGR of 67% the growth of EV market in India, and we are talking about more than 27 million units by 2032. The growth drivers are the key policies, so which is including PM Electric Drive Revolution in Innovative Vehicle Enhancement, which is called PME Drive Scheme, PLI scheme for automobile and auto component industry in India, Champion OEM incentive scheme, and also the total cost of EVs are reducing day by day, and at the same time there are expansion of the charging infrastructure in India. Moving on to the next slide, please. Next sector which is very prominent is electronic sector. 100% FDI is allowed. In terms of mobile phone manufacturing, one of the fastest growing segment within the electronics industry is mobile phone manufacturing. India now produces between 325 to 330 million mobile phones annually, fulfilling domestic demand and driving substantial export growth. Mobile phone exports reaches about $16 billion in 2023-24 as compared to 0.2 billion in 2014-15. In terms of the automobile electronics, valued at $10 billion plus in 2023-24, the automobile electronics market is projected to reach about $74 billion by financial year 32. In terms of electronics component, as per Industry Observer, 5 essential components, that is lithium and battery, camera modules, mechanicals, display and PCBs, accounted for 43% of the total domestic demand in 2022. The figure is projected to grow at $51 billion plus by 2030. PLI scheme for large scale electronic manufacturing aim at attracting investments in manufacturing of mobile phones, other electronic products. Under PLI scheme, an incentive of 4 to 6% is provided on incremental sales of goods and manufactured in India. In terms of the hardware, the scheme covers laptops, all-in-one PCs, servers, tablets, and ultra-small form factor devices, with a budget of about $2 billion to expand manufacturing ecosystem and developing supply chain within India. Next slide, please. In terms of the semiconductor sector, as you know that the government of India launched a Semicon India program. The program was an outlay of about $9 billion plus, with around 8.33 billion from the outlay has already been committed by the government of India. The modified scheme for setting up the compound semiconductors OSAT semiconductor ATMP units, the scheme will provide physical support of 50% of the cost of the project to eligible applicants. Next slide, please. This is also very important sector, renewable energy sector, which is basically the hydrogen demand in India is projected to exceed 27.2 million tons per annum by 2050, primarily led by industries such as steel, fertilizers, refineries, and by long haul, heavy duty, and road transportation application. We're just coming out of a meeting from a Japanese company. What I understand that India's cost of hydrogen production or green ammonia is lower than as other country. So India is going to be the exporter for Japan. At the same time, all of you know that India is going to sign the FTA with EU and US and UK, which is going to be announced very soon. The standards as per them are not going to be lowered down, so sustainability will be the key drivers. So therefore, India is moving to the green energy segment, and India will be the sub plus positive producer and will be the biggest exporter in the world in probably 5 to 6 year time. In terms of the nuclear energy, again, nuclear energy is also a big segment for India and Japan collaboration, and so is going to be India and US. This part of this FTA. India is going to change the civil nuclear liability program and the liability issue that has been highlighted by the US and Japan. And probably by this year, there will be more collaboration into the nuclear space, civil nuclear space between India and Japan as well. In terms of the waste to energy program, a Ministry of New and Renewable Energy (CFA) is provided for setting up, which is central financial assistance for setting up a waste to energy projects. Financial assistance available under the program for setting a waste to energy plant. In addition to that, biomass program is also a focus. Some of the companies in India from Japan are focusing on biomass production as well. Next is next slide, please. Logistics sector. In terms of the logistics performance, India ranked 38 out of 139 countries, a jump of 16 places from 2014. So multiple multi-modal logistics park, what we call MMLPs, are being set up, and the logistics parks will provide following services: core logistics services, value-added services, support services. So overall, we are looking kind of 35 MMLPs at a strategic location in India at a capital cost of more than $6 billion. India is going to be the cost of logistics in India is going to be low with these initiatives. The key contributors to this growth is logistics service provider sector took the lead, accounting for about 39% of the transactions, following closely where the retail sector with 30%, 13% in e-commerce with 7%, fast moving consumer durables with 4%, FMCG with 3%. Next slide, please. The next slide is artificial intelligence and data centers. Again, about $70 billion plus FDI in this sector in India. Market size is about $245 billion in 2023-24. Export is about $194 billion plus in 2023-24. The growth drivers are AI, data analytics, data science, and big data. The demand for scalable and efficient cloud solution led to the growth of software as a service, which is called SaaS. India's vast talent pool, growing digital infrastructure, and government initiatives presents significant opportunities for AI technology in India. Moving on to the next slide, please. Food sector is another sector. Can we move to the next slide? And the next slide, please. So some of the other sectors where there are key focus is battery manufacturing, medical devices, biotechnology, electronics, motors. Battery manufacturing again is a FAME scheme. We have a lot of policies which is supporting this scheme and leading to export led manufacturing facilities in India. The market size is about expected to be $9 billion by 2025 and about $18 plus by 2030 at a CAGR of 17%. Some of the companies which are active is Tata Autocom, GY Batteries, Panasonic as well. Then you have Nippo Battery, Maxell, Amara, Raja, Exide as well. Medical devices, again, amendment to the medical devices rules, tax breaks and priority approvals to boost this sector as well. The market size is close to $12 billion and projected to be $50 billion plus by 2030. Biotechnology, again, market size is $100 billion plus. We are expecting a CAGR of 11% and going to be a $300 billion plus market size by 2033. Electric motors is market size is close to $4 billion in 2023-24, and we are expected to grow at $9 billion by 2033, a CAGR of close to 10% in this sector. And then you have some of the Japanese company, Igarashi, Oriental Motor, Musashi, Mahindra Electric, Siemens, Kirloskar Electric company in this segment. I must focus on the next two slides. Can you go to the next two slides, please? Next slide. Why for Japan, India should be the focus. In Japan has enacted an act called Act on the Promotion of National Security through Integrated Economic Measures in 2022, and they had key four challenges. One was geopolitical tensions, environment sustainability, economic dependency, and digitization. And they have identified these few sectors, which is renewable energy, rechargeable batteries, space, ship, aircraft component, medical devices, low carbon materials, biotechnology, and few others. So why India? If you go to the next slide, Japanese FDI has largely been driven by the cost, efficiency, and export-oriented manufacturing, resulting in a high share of Japanese subsidiaries export flowing back to Japan. Alongside India, Southeast Asian countries, due to their competitive labor cost, geographical location, and FTA have also been the benefit. But if you look at the trend, the FDI into India is increasing as compared to other Southeast Asian countries. However, the recent trend suggests that the foreign investment into these Southeastern countries have been declining because of their capacity issue. Going to the next slide. So why India stands out for Japanese investor in changing global order? India's economic growth model stands out for its strong resilience on domestic consumption, which accounts for around 60% of the GDP. This consumption-driven model differentiates India from many export-dependent economies in Asia, such as Vietnam, Thailand, which are more vulnerable to global trade disruptions. In comparison, Thailand consumer spending is expected to reach $320 billion by 2025, yet its economy remains susceptible to declining investment trends. Vietnam high value added industries are attracting a strong FDI, but its limited domestic market size poses long-term concerns. So therefore, going to the next slide. So therefore, the integration of India Japan is the only answer for Japanese company to have a greater and a far more deeper success in the future. As a way forward, next slide please. As a way forward, I think this is also a time that we engage into SEPA renegotiation to address some of the challenges that we need to address. With that, I would like to conclude my presentation. Thank you so much. Arigatou gozaimashita.
Thank you, sir, for your presentation. 続きまして、ジェトロ海外地域戦略主幹南西アジア安藤裕二様よりご挨拶をいただきます。Next, I would like to request Mr. Yuji Ando, Senior Director for Global Strategy, Southwest Asia, JETRO, to make remarks.
Thank you very much. His Excellency, Mr. C.B. George, Honorable Ambassador of India to Japan. Mr. Amit Singh, Secretary to Honorable Chief Minister, Government of Uttar Pradesh. Mr. Rudrakumar Pandey, Co-Chair of FICCI National Committee on Ease of Doing Business. Mr. Alok Bansal, Executive BC and Co-Founder, PB Fintech Limited. Mr. Anand Kota, BP Business Development and Strategy, Lilabati Hospital Group. Distinct guests, ladies and gentlemen, very good afternoon, namaste, and konnichiwa. My name is Yuji Ando, Senior Director for Global Strategy Team of Southwest Asia of JETRO. Thank you very much for having us as a partner of this seminar. We are very honored to work with the Embassy of India. So thank you very much. And also, I'd like to express our heartfelt gratitude to Honorable Ambassador for your strong initiative for inviting the Japanese industry to India. And also, we'd like to express a warm welcome to delegation from Fiki and Uttar Pradesh. Ladies and gentlemen, JETRO has been consistently committed to supporting Japanese companies and the development of the Indian economy since JETRO opened our office in New Delhi in 1966. So next year would be the 60th anniversary of our office in New Delhi. As everyone is aware very well that Maruti-Suzuki Alliance in 1980s is the most symbolic and successful collaboration between two friendly countries in the initial stage. We have seen a number of business collaborations, especially in the automotive, electronics, and related industries so far. As a second wave of Japanese FDI, we have seen a lot of collaborations in information technology, finance, and service industries. And now we are witnessing a new wave of investment that is with a focus on utilizing India's technology and capabilities, including highly skilled human resources. The focus of Japan, India cooperation has been also diversified widely, including in advanced technology represented by digital, semiconductor, and green businesses, as previous presenters mentioned. Global Capability Center called GCC is a new and good example of new business development for Japanese industries which operate businesses for the world. Japan has been rapidly catching up to create tech cooperation with India, and the number of Indians with whom Japanese companies are associated is also expanding. JETRO is also making various efforts to support this trend, such as creating partnership in startup field and research and development, moreover enhancing human talent exchanges. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are observing record high sentiment of increasing business volume among Japanese businesses in India. According to JETRO survey 2024, to know the business conditions for Japanese industries in Asia and Oceania region, more than 80% of Japanese existing companies operating in India answered that they are going to expand their business operations in India for next 1 to 2 years. This ratio is by far the highest in the region, followed by Bangladesh and Vietnam, with expansion ratio at around 55% respectively. I think that this is also another success story. As Honorable Ambassador mentions, we have more than 1,500 Japanese industries in India, and among that, more than 80% of them are going to expand their business operation in India. So this is a very strong commitment among Japanese industries in India. High business sentiments and enthusiasm come from high prosperity of Indian market. Moreover, India is transforming itself to export hub for the world, as Honorable Ambassador mentions. Suzuki, Daikin are exporting their product from India to other countries. So India is becoming export hub for the world. And we are expecting more efforts and initiatives by public and private toward the goal for creating high level of integration of industry, economy, and society, like what Japan has exercised and experienced with Southeast Asian nations. Distinguished participants, last but not least, we would like to strengthen the importance of promoting Japanese SMEs to do businesses in India, as Honorable Ambassador mentions. Frankly speaking, it's not so easy for SMEs to operate in overseas, but what is important for them is to have a good partner in India for the guidance in India. So we believe that the business exchange and networking occasions between two friendly countries would be very, very crucial and important. So in this regards, when delegations from India visit Japan, like this time, we will be able to make use of these opportunities in coming days for networking among Indian and Japanese industries. In order to do that, I think we can expand more collaboration in SME sectors for promoting the SMEs investment from Japan to India. So we hope that this kind of networking occasion will be a very small but steady step for SME investment promotion from Japan in India. So with this, we could facilitate a concrete and long-lasting partnership which leads global society. I would like to conclude my remarks by expressing my hope that Japan-India relations will continue to grow through the efforts of both sides. So thank you very much.
安藤様、ありがとうございました。Next, I would like to request Mr. Amit Singh, Secretary to Chief Minister, Government of Uttar Pradesh, to make presentation on Rising UP, Growth Engine of New India. 続きまして、ウッタルプラデーシュ州首相付き秘書官、アミット・シン様より、上昇する UP 新たなインドの成長エンジンと題したご講演をいただきます。
Good afternoon to one and all present. Special thanks to His Excellency Ambassador C.B. George for being kind enough to offer this platform to us. We have come all the way from Uttar Pradesh, and it was really indeed a great honor that we are here to present our views. And what Sir said, that the product needs to be packaged and it needs to be sold. And we are very happy that we have come up with a product which really is very, very extremely good and which has so much promise in it. Next slide, please. So I'll just a snapshot of what Uttar Pradesh or what UP we say. It's a state, but it's home to 240 million people plus, and that just gives you an idea of what sort of people we are dealing with. We have a GDP of almost 342 billion US dollars, and we are aiming to almost triple this to $1 trillion economy by this decade end, which is by any parameters a very, very ambitious task. And what is one of the most striking things is if you look at the CAGR of our growth of our state, it's 15.2% since 21, which just shows the trajectory on which the state has been moving in the last few years. Next slide, please. So just it's further enumerated in this slide how once we went through after the post-COVID phase, how have we grown. And what is very striking is that we still are just 25% in the manufacturing sector, while the services sector is fine. So that just shows how much of opportunity exists in the state to further expand the manufacturing sector and enter into new vistas. Next slide, please. So just it's a state, the story is one of hope, one where dreams have been achieved, where the biggest state which was once considered a laggard and a burden on India's progress has actually transformed itself and changed itself into being what we call a new powerhouse, new engine of the new India's growth. So while we were 14th in the interstate rankings, slowly we went to second, and since then we have been the achiever or top achiever state. And even in the ease of logistics, where it being it's a landlocked state, but still we have been consistently able to improve ourselves and reach into the achievers category. Next slide, please. One good thing which on the face of it appears is the location, although despite being landlocked, it's contiguous to the national capital, New Delhi, which offers so much to the state which otherwise would have been difficult. And it's a very, very well connected state in all modes of transport, the two dedicated freight corridors. I mean, more than half of the eastern dedicated freight corridors, which is almost 700 kilometers, passes through the state, and western corridor also passes. The junction is also in our state. Next slide, please. In addition to what I just spoke, it's also where the air connectivity has improved in such a significant manner. We stood at 4 airports in 2017. Today we have 16 international airports, and very soon international airport at Noida will be operational. Zurich airports are constructing it, and it will be the biggest airport of India by quite some margin. And the first rapid rail of the country is also running there between from Meerut, Ghaziabad and Delhi. And we have an excellent metro connectivity in 5 cities. The first national waterway is also passing through the state, which connects Varanasi to Haldia. Next slide, please. So when I talk of the industrial development landscape, we are divided into certain authorities which have been designed depending on the locational reasons, and I'll just, next slide please. So one of these authorities is the Yamuna Expressway. It is about 60 kilometers from the national capital, and this is where the Noida International Airport is going to come up. It's going to come up very shortly, probably in the next 2 to 3 months. It's going to see the light of the day. And in addition, it has excellent road connectivity, it has excellent rail connectivity, and it's very close to the national capital. Next slide, please. Why I raise this is that what we are envisaging is to have a Japanese dedicated township or city there of about 1,000 acres. It will be approximately 4 kilometers from the international airport, and it's a very clear land. 6 months we are going to have this land, and we'll work on the modalities on how exactly can we develop it to the satisfaction of both parties. Next slide, please. One of the reasons why we have been able to make this transformation has been our focus on ensuring that policies are there and the state works in a very clear policy-wise framework which are known to investors. They should not have any surprises when they come to us. We lay down very clearly what are the incentives which are offered, and what we promise we deliver to them. So there are two basic policies. I mean, one is the mother policy, the industrial development policy, which by and large covers the majority of the investment. The second, which is of great probably excitement, is this FDI and FCI policy, which no other state has. We are the only state, and we actually offer very, very handsome incentives on this policy whenever there's an FDI or an FCI. What Rudra just in his presentation spoke about, that there's one probably area where we need to catch up and make good what we have lost in the past is this area, and I can assure you that we are doing all the right steps to achieve that. So the incentives broadly, they are the land rebates, the capital subsidy, and it's quite it goes right up to 80% in some cases, this capital subsidy. Then SGST is refund, capital interest subsidy. I'll just dwell into it further. Next slide, please. So, I mean, all states, all places have their own pluses and minuses. So for us, the focus sectors, as you can see, it's broadly the entire gamut of what the sunrise sectors today stand for, from electronics, design and manufacturing, ITES, GCCs, food processing. UP is the food bowl of India. I mean, we produce the largest quantum of grains. We are high in milk, fruits, everything. And tourism, I'll just dwell on it. So these, I mean, defense is one of the other sectors which is very strong. Prime Minister had announced in 2018 2 industrial defense corridors. One was in Tamil Nadu and the second was in Uttar Pradesh. And I'm happy to share that we have done quite some work there and make real good grounds there. So next slide, please. Just to ensure that we are able to attract investors in each of these fields, we have come up with 33 sectoral policies. Each sector has policies which are specific to it and to the needs of industry in that particular sector. Next, please. So if you look at the mother policy, then we have divided it into 4 basic categories. The figures are there. So broadly, it's below 3.44 billion yens. It's a large one. Between 3.44 and 8.6 is a mega one, and the others. So here, what we offer to our investors is an option. They can choose either a capital subsidy, which is one-stop solution. There's an amount decided that is given. Second is in products which are locally sold, on which there's a lot of demand. SGST reimbursement is a very good choice, like cement and things like that. And PLI in schemes where sectors where PLI is there. So we top up on what GOI gives so that it becomes furthermore. In addition, stamp duty is there. We even give an incentive for them to set up R&D centers so that innovation, which is one of the fields where we want to excel, has come up. Thank you. Next slide, please. So this is one slide which I'll like to have your attention. So it's the only state we are where we have been able to come up with an exclusive policy for the FDI and FCI investments. And if you just look at 80% front-end land subsidy on government land. So it's between 75 and 80, but it's a very, very handsome amount. And in addition, you see capital subsidy 35%, there's a refund on it, there's electricity duty exemption to it, and there's also a patent fee which we give to encourage them to file patent, and for R&D centers. So it's something which we have designed to make it easy to take the initial steps so that investors are able to really come to it with a lot of ease in our state. Next slide, please. So semiconductors is, the government of India has elucidated earlier also, been focused on it, and we have joined this bandwagon. And in addition to whatever the government of India gives, which is 50%, we are adding another 50% to it. So that makes it total 75% of it. And I'm happy to share that a joint venture between HCL and Foxconn for an OSAT devices has already come up. It has already been approved to be set up in our state. Next slide, please. So as was mentioned, GCC is one of the other areas which is of current interest, and there's a lot of potential also. As I had spoken earlier also, we are 240 million people, but we are also a very young state. 56% of our population is in the working age group. So that, and we are blessed with a number of eminent institutes, which gives a very ready pool of skilled manpower. So it gives a real good incentives. It said GCCs there. The incentives, they are all laid down there. But in addition to this, the whole ecosystem has come up really well. You see, Yota is already there. Other companies are there. So this is one of them. Next slide, please. So ESDM is one thing which is very interesting. We today manufacture, it's written 40%, but by volume we manufacture 70% of India's cell phones, and by value it's between 40 and 50%. And we are the largest exporter of consumer electronics in India. This despite us not being a state with coastal borders. Data centers, we started with almost no capacity in 2017, and today India's capacity is about 1250 megawatts, out of which almost a third of it comes from UP. So we are close to 400 megawatts, and very soon we'll be reaching about 800 megawatts in the next couple of years. So this is also one of the areas where already a very strong ecosystem exists. Already we have not only 50% of India mobiles are made, but also the mobile components 55% are made. So that gives another reason why Japan has such a good strength in electronics, semiconductors, for them to look at our state. Next slide, please. So IT and startup, we have more than 15,000 startups already registered in the state, which are doing quite well. We lose a bit of what we say is 6th highest share in IT exports. We just need to rework a bit. I am sure it is more than that, because a lot of it, because the companies are registered in the national capital and are working in our state. So the state has a very good ecosystem of IT and startup. The eminent institutes are there, and we have really done very well in this. And we are in addition to it, we are really offering something very worthwhile. Microsoft has just done the foundation stone of their office and will be commissioning a 10,000 seater office by the year 2026 end. Next slide, please. Renewable is one of the key focus areas. The Honorable CM is very, very keen that while we do look towards development, it must be sustainable, and we must focus on having a renewable, very strong renewable vertical. So if you just look at it, our biogas production, it has power from biogas has moved from 30 megawatts to 2.2 gigawatts, 2200 megawatts. And in fact, our solar capacity has also increased from 280 megawatts to 2600 megawatts. By the year end, it will be 5100 megawatts. So we have been making very significant strides in the last many years. So next slide, please. I spoke about it being a landlocked state, but it's had excellent air connectivity. The freight corridors go through it. We have an excellent road infrastructure, more than 4 lakh kilometers of roads in the state. And it's a very, very well connected state. The national waterway is already functional. So despite it being, there are so much logistical advantages of being there. Already DP World, Adani are there, Concor are there, and they are doing good work in this field. Next slide, please. So UP remains the food basket of India. I spoke earlier about also. We are the largest producer of food grains, milk, fruits. We signify, in fact, meat also. We export quite a significant part of it. And world over standard, the irrigated land is about 12 to 15%. We have 70% irrigated land. So that way it's blessed with a very wide river network. And we went to Yamanashi yesterday. It has such a strong agro-processing base, and so there's such a natural connect which should drive it to our state. For we are not only a very big producer of agro products, we are also a big consumer of it. 240 million we ourselves are, and surrounding states total it up to 400 millions. So it gives a very cogent reason why they must look at Uttar Pradesh as a destination for agro processing. Next slide, please. So I just mentioned it, 2018 the Honorable PM announced 2 defense corridors. So we have 6 nodes in Uttar Pradesh, and in the last 5-6 years we have been able to set up a lot of companies who have even started production. And I'm very happy to say that the land is also almost 13,000 acres of land is available, and most of the places there's excellent land connectivity. And what the offers which are given to firms in the defense industry are there. They are very handsome incentives, and in a short period of time we have been able to transform this into actual production. And the much famed BrahMos missile is being produced in Lucknow itself, which is the capital of our state. Next slide, please. So one of the reasons why when we Honorable CM looked after when he took over the reins, so despite the support and despite everything, one thing which we found out that there was still a number of desks, a number of stages in which an investor had to interact to get his proposals through. The state was not so congenial, and it was not such attractive for people, primarily on account of that the ease of doing business was not really there. So we really embraced digitization in a very, very big manner, and happy to share that today these portals, Nivesh Mitra, Nivesh Sharthi, and online incentive management system, they ensure that there's just one desk an investor has to reach out to. Further, everything is online, it's on the computer, nowhere else has he to really go about. And we do take care that he has a seamless experience when he comes to invest in our state. Next slide, please. So I like to share 2023 we had a global investor summit in which the Honorable Prime Minister graced it. There was almost 40 nations participated in it, and we really had a very, very excellent response to that summit, to the tune of 35 lakh crore rupees investment proposals were received, which translates to almost a very significant number. Next slide, please. So some of the this is just a picture of the Japanese connect which we had, the governor had come some time back, and the companies which are there, the global, both from Japan, from world over, they are there in our state and they are doing good business. The next slide, please. So one more reason area I like to touch is the natural connect with the state has with this very eminent country, Japan, is related to Lord Buddha. If you look at these 6 places, they are the most significant places related to Lord Buddha. Kapilvastu was where he was born and he grew up as a prince. Then Kushinagar, where he attained his Mahaparinirvan. Sarnath, as you all know, is the much famous place where he gave his first sermon. Kaushambi, where he came twice to preach. Shravasti is one place which a lot of Buddhists go because it was the place where Lord Buddha spent the maximum period of his time. 24 rainy months he spent in his life. And Sankisa, where he is believed to have descended after giving sermons to his mother in heaven. So this is something which we like and be very happy if people can really come over and have a great experience of this wonderful thing. Next slide, please. Thank you so much. I hope I have not overshot my time tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your presentation. Next, I would like to request Mr. Alok Bansal, Executive VC and co-founder, PB Fintech Limited, to make a presentation on Fintech sector. 続きまして、PB Fintech Limited Executive VC 共同創業者アーローク・バンサル様よりフィンテック分野に関するご講演をいただきます。
Good afternoon, everyone. His Excellency Sri Shibi Georgi, Amit Singh ji, my friends from Japan, and my industry colleagues from India. We have talked about the opportunity that India presents, especially in the manufacturing sector. I would like to focus on the fintech sector and the consumer side and the user side of how India looks. So, next slide, please. So, if we look at India, this is the view from the per capita perspective, how India has grown over last 25 years. You can see the continuous growth in terms of per capita on the left hand side, and if you look at the other side, you can see how the demographic is placed. If you look at affluent and well off, that itself is more than 100 million people. And then we have a very, very large middle class, and yes, we do have a class which is still struggling and still needs to come up. But overall, we can see that India presents an opportunity across different customer segments. So when you think of India and if you think of 1.4 billion people, it's not a single market. It's a market where you can have different customer segments and you can present your products accordingly. Next slide, please. Now, from demographic perspective, this is again very, very important. We have talked about that a lot of India is very young, but if you just break down the population, you will see the Gen Zs, Gen X, Millennials, and Gen Alpha, how these are structured within the population of 1.4 billion. And we have huge number of people who are very, very young. The median age in the country is still 28 years. And some of the important things that you will think when you think about India is, obviously it's a young country, but very, very tech savvy. Lots and lots of these young people have access to smartphones and digital infrastructure. One other thing about India is that India used to be a joint family system country till recently. Now it's becoming more and more nuclear family. So number of families is increasing, number of households is increasing very fast, and the women participation in the organized sector and the working class is increasing as well. Couple of other things which are not there on the slide, but very important to know about India, especially when you think from Japanese perspective. India is a low trust society, so the way it works in India is very different from the way it works in Japan. And that has to be something which needs to be kept in mind and adopt. Lastly, I think India is a very value for money market. From value for money market means that everyone is looking for a deal all the time, and you have to have your products which appeal to a particular customer segment in a very big way. Next slide, please. Now, we have talked about Indian market, Indian consumer, but if you think about the digital side of the country, you will find that the internet penetration has increased and smartphone penetration has increased very, very rapidly in India. So today, about 75% of people have smartphone access, which translates to about, from the working class perspective, about 700 million people, and there will be a lot of people outside of working class which will also have this smartphone access. Now that presents another very, very big opportunity if you think about India as a market. Next slide, please. Now this is another very, very important slide where you can see how the access to internet has increased over years in the population, which is obviously helped by the smartphone users, and how that is translating into online transactions. Today, the online transactions have already quadrupled within last 5 years, and we hope it to be double in next 3 to 4 years. Again, comparing to different geographies, you can find that the number of internet users and the mobile payment users is just exploding and moving very, very fast as we are looking at next few years. Next slide, please. So, this is about the digital transactions. We can move ahead. Most of the India has now moved to digital transactions. The cash usage has come down drastically, which means that most of the stuff is getting into organized sector very, very rapidly. Next slide, please. So, this is a very, very important slide I want to, everyone to focus on. We always talk about that, okay, industry has done something, but this is the building blocks that the government has provided. This is what we call digital public infrastructure, DPI. There are 3 different blocks to it. The first one is the data exchange and the data availability. So whether it's a DigiLocker, where we have all our personal data in a single place where we can access it ourselves and we can allow other people to access it on our behalf. Account aggregator, all the banking data for the country, for individuals is available through a very simple integration. So if I want my own data, or if anyone needs to use my data for credit purpose, for anything, you can easily have access to that. Backend is a new initiative where all the internet businesses have APIs available to go live very, very fast. So all these are provided by the government. Coming to the payments, we have got multiple ways in which the government has created an infrastructure, right from UPI, which is now becoming globally famous, to FASTag, NACH, RuPay, BBPS. These are different mechanisms through which the payment system has been enabled. And lastly, the identity from the Aadhaar, eKYC, eSign, and multiple other ways where the government has created these rails. See, eventually we have to build a business, you need the rails. And the government initiative over the last 10-15 years to create these is what is actually driving the digital adoption in India. Next slide, please. Now we'll come to financial services specifically. Now financial services obviously is a backbone for a lot of industries. It creates huge number of jobs in the industry. It obviously drives a lot of inclusion and equal opportunities. So if you look at the retail lending in India, it's still 37% of GDP, which is very, very low compared to a lot of other markets. Similarly, credit card penetration very low. The life insurance and general insurance density is again very, very low. But this presents a very big opportunity. Some of the times when you think of a market, we think that okay, the market size is this much, so how much can I get out of it? But the way to think about it would be, instead of looking at the current market size, look at what it can become. And this is representing the opportunity that India has in financial services for everyone. Next slide, please. Now in terms of funding, in India the funding has concentrated mostly towards payments related to other sectors within financial services, but you can see it's spread across different areas of digital lending, wealth tech, insurtech, and these are the key themes. Now when we think of what is driving in India in terms of digital penetration and fintech adoption, one very important thing is in India super have not worked. So we do not have a Grab or a GoTo or a sort of single app, but we have more vertical apps, and Indian consumers are trusting to go to vertical apps. Similarly, Indian fintech sector doesn't exist in silo. It works with the existing banks, existing insurance companies, existing NBFCs, and they collaborate. So they are enablers to each other in that sense. And similarly, you can see a lot of other stuff, but I think these were the 2 most important ones. Next slide, please. This is just the insurance. So I'm now coming to specifically insurance because we deal in insurance, and I've thought that it will be good for me to give you a little bit of flavor of that sector. The penetration continues to be very, very low. See, when we think of insurance, there are 3 parts to it. One is your asset insurance, motor, car, home insurance, those sort of things. Second, the protection product, where you think about health insurance, pure term life insurance. And third is the investments, where you buy some endowment money back or some other plans. In India, the protection was very, very low relative to others. Next slide, please. You can see this one is India, where the health expenditure by source of financing, you will find that the center one is out of pocket. Insurance is the top one and government is the bottom one. So a lot of people are spending out of their own pocket in health sector. Uh, Next slide. Similarly, if you look at life insurance, you find this small sliver at the bottom is the only coverage we have. 97% there is a protection gap. So lots and lots of people are not having these products. And one of the reasons was because we have a joint family setup that provided a social security net. Because these products are about creating own social security for yourself. Next slide, please. So let me just spend a little bit of time about different business models that exist. So first one is you can be a particular broker or an insurance company. The other one is where you can configure the volume for agents, or you do some embedded or bundled insurance. And the last one is group insurance. As Policybra, we exist in three of these, but I don't want to spend too much time on Policybra, so let's move ahead, please. See, when we think of buying insurance in offline way through agent or bank or through online, the basic difference is it's a product which no one wants. It's a product which is very negative. It's forcing you to think what can go wrong. It's also a product where the best use case of the product is never to use the product. So no one wants to buy this. So getting customers to be aware and coming to buy itself is a very, very big win, which means that you are able to understand the risk of the customer and customer is able to understand the product itself. And once that happens, you are able to create better products, look at customer market segments, and you are able to give a very good experience. So claim ratios are much lower than any other sector. Now as Policybra, we want to go deeper. One side was the product, which is insurance product. The other side is what happens at the time of claim. At the time of claim, you have to go to a car garage or you have to go to a hospital. But what happens if I can control even that experience for you? So as Policybra, we are now getting into much deeper in controlling the customer experience, creating our own hospitals, home care systems, digital GP. So we are going to be end to end when someone looks at protection. Today, Policybra is decently big. I think we are about 20 to 25% of India's health insurance, about 25% plus of India's term insurance market, growing very, very fast. And hopefully, we will do get these services to a lot more customers in India. But just wanted to give you a flavor of how the finance services, how the consumer side of the story, digital side of the story looks in India. And very happy to be here, and thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, sir, for your presentation. Next, I would like to request Mr. Anand Kota, VP Business Development and Strategy, Lilavati Hospital Group, to make a presentation on healthcare sector. 続きまして、リラバティホスピタルグループビジネス開発戦略 VP アナンド・コタ様よりヘルスケア分野に関するご講演をいただきます。
Good afternoon. Konnichiwa. My esteemed dignitaries, respected members and leaders, it's truly an honor to be here today representing one of the India's most trusted name in healthcare, Lilavati Hospital. For over 2 decades, Lilavati Hospital has stood as the symbol of clinical excellence and cutting-edge innovations, not just for Mumbai but nationally and internationally. Today, I am here to share our vision for the future and to invite you to be a part of something truly transformative in the healthcare landscape. On behalf of our trustees and the medical team, I extend my gratitude for this opportunity to explore deeper partnership with Japan, a country we greatly admire for its precision, innovation, and deep rooted values in care and dignity. India and Japan share more than diplomatic ties. We share a common vision of building resilience, future-ready healthcare system that are compassionate, efficient, and technologically advanced. So my name is Anand Kota. I heads development and strategy for Leelavati Hospital Group. My work is centered in building strategic partnership that drive our growth and deepen our impact across India. The presentation I am about to walk you through is outlined where we are today and more importantly where we headed. It covers our expansion roadmap, investment opportunities and areas where both public and private sector collaboration can play a pivotal role. I would like to begin by giving a quick overview of Leelavati Hospital, our legacy and values and the scale of existing operations. Next slide, please. To cut down most of the slides, I would like to play an AV which takes 2 minutes.
A young visionary from Palanpur, having lost his wife at an early age, was driven by ambition and compassion for the underprivileged, harbored a dream of providing affordable health care for everyone. Late Shri Kishore Mehta and Shrimati Charu Mehta conceptualized the hospital project and were instrumental in the design and implementation of Leelavati Hospital under the guidance of their father, Shri Kirtilal Mehta. What is seen as a globally recognized multi-speciality premier hospital today began with just 10 beds in 1997. Honoring their beloved parents' vision, Shri Rajiv Mehta, Shri Rajesh Mehta and Shri Prashant Mehta, the permanent trustees, continue to thrive towards excellence by expanding the Leelavati Hospital footprints and providing highly trained, dedicated staff members and world-class equipments. One of the largest intensive care units, 12 operation theatres with advanced facilities ensure the best treatment for our patients. Our medical experts go above and beyond to ensure optimal health with precision. The Institute services over 300 inpatients and 1,000 outpatients across all borders daily. Making us live our belief that care goes beyond healthcare. It's human care. With over 324 beds, 300 plus consultants, and 1,800 plus employees, we intend to provide our patients with holistic, impeccable health solutions. Giving back to the community has always been our top priority. Seva is dedicated to addressing and helping the health needs of all individuals. Without any discrimination, Seva, over the years staying true to our motto, we have touched many lives and will continue to do so. Through our work, we have given and saved many lives. We have gained this trust.
Next slide, please. Hope you understood our journey, what we have begun from. This is she's late Mrs. Meena Ben, who has been a grandmother of permanent trustee Mr. Prashant Mehta, who has started by giving 1,000 rupees note in the year 1966, where they started the journey. Next slide, please. Next slide. So in the year 1966, as a charitable institute we started, and 1978, after pass out of late Leelavati Ben, they have changed it to medical trust, which is started from 1978 with the 10 beds, and then fully operational by 1997. Next slide, please. This is the family who has been contributed by founding the charitable institute and also the hospital. Next slide, please. So when they started the Leelavati Charitable Trust, they have almost adapted 108 rural villages in Gujarat, and also they have created a lot of nurturing self-resilience centers for crafts, agriculture, and animal husbandry, and also food for work initiative with health camps, more than 675 plus health camps. Next slide, please. As you already seen how we started, I think we will skip this video, skip this slide. Next slide, please. So in the camps, what they have done is lot of cancer awareness camps, helping hands initiative, free cataract surgery camps, and senior citizen camps. In free cataract surgeries, almost we have started in 2024, and we achieved 400 free surgeries, and yet we wanted to complete 1000 free surgeries by end of this year to 2025. Next slide. So the promoters, Mr. Prashant Mehta, has started by understanding the requirement of India. We started pharmacy and wellness center in Ahmedabad in Gujarat, and also we started clinic and wellness center in Ahmedabad, and now we are constructing the hospital of 375 bed in Gift City, Gujarat. So these are the initiative what we have started. Next slide. Next slide, please. So as per the WHO standards, where India is standing around 1.3 beds, but we still have an opportunity to go for 3 beds for 1000 people. So there is a lot of half the way away. We are still at 1.3. We are at 2.7 still to be achieved as per the WHO standards. So that is the great opportunity what India have, and a huge requirement. And considering this requirement, we started in Gift City the second hospital, which is in Gujarat. Next slide. So the Gift City is the newly formed city where covers up around 3,400 acres. We are building up around 6 lakhs square feet build up area with 3 basement ground and 13 floor hospital, which is 375 multi-speciality tertiary care hospital. And this hospital we also tied up with Mayo Clinic USA, which is world's #1 hospital in strategic partnership, where to train our doctors, nurses, and to design completely with the JCI standards. Next slide, please. So the hospital comprise with all the specialities, multi-specialities like onco, cardiac to the dental and every speciality. Next slide, please. And looking at the diagnostics, I remember Japan is the big market in diagnostic equipments. We already have an existing relationship with Japan companies like Olympus, Neocaden, and also the Canon, Fuji, Omron. So these are the huge big companies in Japan. We already have a partnership with them. We wanted to strengthen our partnership with these Japan companies, medical tech companies. Next slide, please. So we by almost it's 3 decades. It's been 3 decades. We have achieved a lot of awards and recognitions in the healthcare sector in India, and we continuously accredited by NABH as per the Indian standards. Next slide. So Mrs. Charu Mehta is the permanent, she is the founder trustee, and Mr. Prashant Mehta is the promoter and the managing director, and we are planning to expand multiple hospitals in India in different cities. So he is heading Mr. Prashant Mehta. Please, next slide, please. I want to skip this video because this is how the infrastructure is, how we have made the infrastructure in Gift City for the hospital. It takes almost 6 to 7 minutes to cut down. To save the time, I want to skip this video. Next slide, please. So our vision is to achieve 3,000 beds. Currently we are at 324 beds, and now we are opening up within 6 months 375. We are achieving around 700 beds, and we already announced in 2 other cities in Assam, which is 250 multi-speciality hospital, And also we announced a standalone cancer care hospital in Mumbai, which is 300 bed cancer care hospital. And in the next 5 years, we want to achieve by setting up the hospitals in different other cities as well. Next slide, please. These are the big chain groups hospitals which are existing in India. This tabular format which shows how the EBITDA, how we make, how the hospitals are making, how the occupancy, how the ARPOB is making, how the revenues are, you can see. So there is a huge opportunity in India, and also there is a continuous growth which the tabular format shows. Next slide, please. Next slide. So in India, these are the sectors in the healthcare like hospitals. The CAGR annual growth is almost 8%. When you see the medical devices, the annual growth is around 13%, and the telemedicine is also growing at 23%, and the digital health, which is IT side, where maybe HIMS and LIMS and PAC systems and AI technology, which is coming up in diagnostics, and those applications are growing around, IT systems are growing around 24%, and the medical tourism, which is, we call it as medical value travel, which is growing around up to 30%. So this is the annual growth what we can see in India in the healthcare side. Next slide, please. Next slide. So India seeks affordable medical devices that match international quality standards to enhance healthcare accessibility and outcomes throughout the nation. So that is what we see by looking affordable medical, which is international standard, which Japan is, which is the Japan's strength, which we are looking at. Advanced medical technology, what diagnostic imaging and surgical robots, what Japan's strengths are, which we wanted to strengthen that relationship with Japan and continue that. Next slide, please. And and Japan is very good in geriatric care and elderly care. We also wanted to have that kind of collaborations with hospital groups, the healthcare industry here in Japan, where your strengths in the geriatric care and elderly care also we wanted to implement in our hospitals, where which is much growing in India. Next slide, please. So to expand our hospital, our beds in India, we are looking at the equity partners, and which is much required hospital beds, and this almost 2 million beds which is required in India, where we have a huge opportunity to come up with. Next slide, please. And what I told you is, like, we are looking at the JV and the equity partners. And one more point which I wanted to make it is which we are looking at R&D, where our hospital have millions of data, where Japanese companies have huge you have a great strength in making the medical equipments. With our medical data, maybe jointly we can do a research and development for executing best medical equipment and technologies. Next slide, please. So what I think Japan has to look at the Indian market. So by looking at the Indian market, what you get is really a legacy of care by tying up with the healthcare sector like us, Leelavati Group, and what you have seen, the annual growth of CAGR that gives a very attractive ROI, which the stats says. Next slide, please. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, sir, for your presentation. We will now conclude the seminar on Making India, exploring synergies in manufacturing sector today. Thank you very much for your participation. 以上をもちまして本日のセミナー